morning, and thank you for joining our new Quick Bite series. My name is Madeline Holzer, Education Event Specialist here at Zahn, and I'm happy to present Ian O'Neill, Eastern U.S. Sales Manager with DGSHAPE Americas. We will have time at the end of our Quick Bite for Q&A, so please type your questions in the chat, and we'll be happy to address them at the end of our session. Welcome, Ian.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me, guys. Hi, everyone. As Madeline mentioned, my name is Ian O'Neill, and I am the Eastern U.S. Sales Manager with DGSHAPE Americas. Some of you have probably met me before at shows or seen me do webinars in the past, so thanks for taking the time out of your day. Those of you on the East Coast, right about lunchtime, and those of you on the West Coast, good morning. Thank you for joining us. So I'm lucky enough to have the opportunity here on a monthly basis throughout this year to get in front of you, do some short, as we're calling it, quick bites, to talk about our equipment, our devices, and some of the accessories and ways to stay productive as well as maintain your machine. So this is going to be a great resource for all the end users on a monthly basis to log on, take a quick 20 to 30 minutes and review some things, maybe things you already know, or maybe things if you're a new user that you're not familiar with. So today we're going to be covering some milling workflows, tips and tricks, some maintenance tips, and at the very end, we're going to have something exciting that we've been waiting to release to you guys. So we're very excited to do that. So let's get into it here. Topics for today, things that we're going to be covering is the 52 mil adapter system. That's the material adapters that we use inside of the machines, interchangeable between the 52 and the 52 DCI. Common problem that can be run into, especially for new users, is changing an adapter number in your PRN file if you remove a puck and it is now in the wrong holder. We're going to cover exactly how to do that, how to resolve a common adapter issue, updates in the TRK denture system, a maintenance tip for your machine, and we're going to cover the new option of a product maintenance visit through DGSHAPE. We'll be covering that. So first, what we're going to talk about is the 52 adapter system. So in the 51, we had that half moon or C clamp that people are so familiar with and that people really loved. The reason we switched over to the adapter system is as much as people love that system for its capabilities with 90-degree milling, we did have some problems with it, lots of complaints regards to chipping of the edge of the puck, that 10mm section around the puck itself. When people would over tighten or not clean their clamp properly, it would damage their puck and sometimes render it unusable. So we moved over to the adapter system for a variety of reasons. The adapter system is most efficiently used inside of the 52 DCI, our disc changer mill. It uses an optical barcode reader in conjunction with your CAM software, your Millbox software, and it'll read the barcode system, select the right puck for the job, and transfer it over into the milling chamber. When you purchase a 52 mil, whether it's the 52D or the 52 DCI, 6 of these adapters do come with your milling system. So you're getting 6 right off the bat. Now, each CAM software can conveniently track up to 26 adapters, letter A through Z in the alphabet. It's a great way to organize your stocks and keep them efficiently moved from in and out of the machine, as well as moved from machine to machine and easily be able to keep track of them. So the ideal setup, let's use 2 DCIs, for example, and this is a great tip for new users. I find that a lot of people aren't very familiar with how to utilize the system or why you should be using it. So in a setup where somebody is using 2 DCIs to 1 PC and 1 CAM, it's easy to keep track of those 26 adapters. They move between each machine and they are kept track of inside of the CAM software itself. Now, in a setup where maybe your high volume production, you have 2 DCIs and a DCI and a 52D, each 2 mills are using their own PC and CAM software. So that the ideal setup for productivity would be 2 mills, 1 PC, 1 CAM, another 2 mills, 1 PC and 1 CAM. That way you're changing pucks in and out of the machine. You're being efficient, you're calculating jobs, and you're keeping that machine running all the time. So it wouldn't be ideal in most situations to use those 26 between all 4 machines. Now, you're going to be using them all the time, they'll be occupied, but it gets hard to keep track of them between the two CAM softwares. So what we recommend that you do in a scenario like that is color code each set of mills. So we'd have 2 red mills utilizing 26 adapters. You could easily place a small red sticker on that adapter itself. So you know this adapter goes with this set of mills. These are the red mills. Over here we have 2 blue mills. These 26 adapters are utilized inside of these machines. It's an easy way to keep track, stay efficient, reduce confusion. The last thing you want to be doing is, hunting down, comparing a diagram of the puck inside of your CAM software. That's time you could be calculating, you could be nesting, you could be milling. So that would not be ideal. So that's just kind of a tip on how to stay productive and how to stay organized when using the material adapter system. The other great thing about the material adapter system is the idea behind it is for you to leave that puck inside of that material adapter until that puck is completely used. Now, every time, I'm sure people have done it before, let's say with the 50 or the 51, you can even do it with the 52 adapter clamps, is mark a setting. So a position where the puck would be, the top, the bottom, a 90-degree. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what I'm talking about. Now, if you're able to leave that puck inside of that adapter, you're going to maximize the material use of that puck. If somebody's placing that puck in and out of that adapter, it's very likely that the rotation is slightly off. And as we all know in dental, millimeters are miles. Whether it's a millimeter out of occlusion too much, or it's a millimeter open in the contact, or a millimeter short in the margin, it may as well be a mile in this industry. So for every millimeter that we're saving with that rotation, that could be another crown that we're getting out of that puck, which is going to maximize our ROI on that material itself. So a common problem with new users that we see is they don't utilize an organized system and they're swapping pucks between the adapters. So they're removing them, replacing them. Now it becomes confusing because you used your A2 puck, let's say in your A adapter, and then you removed it and replaced it with another puck. When you go back to use that A2 puck again, maybe you place it in B or C. Now the CAM software is confused, and now you could potentially have milling issues. As I said before, you don't want to be digging around trying to match a picture of a puck on the screen with the pucks that you have and match the orientation. It's time consuming and it's not ideal. So what you can do if you have that situation is open your PRN file. So as most of you know, maybe some of you don't, the CAM software actually produces the PRN file. The PRN file is then sent over to the V panel and read to the mill, and that's how it executes its milling job. So what you can do is open up the PRN as a notepad file. And as you can see on my screen here, when you use a DCI, it's going to have this value in the top of the notepad, SH. So that stands for stockholder. So it's saying SH1, 1 being A, 2 being B, all the way through the alphabet through 26 letters. So in a situation where I need to change this value to let's say a C, I can edit this, change that 1 to a 3, and now when I go to execute this file inside of the V panel, the barcode reader is going to look for C instead of A. The most important thing to do when you're doing this, make sure you save. Don't just close it out. You have to save, or that value is obviously not going to be saved in the PRN file. Make sure you close it, then go ahead and pick up the PRN file from your V panel and you're up and running. So nice tip there on how to make that change if you're in that situation. Another common problem, I've had this issue is recently as last week, I had a phone call from a user, a newer user, and it's a common mistake, not even necessarily a mistake, I would say issue that people encounter. And a lot of them just assume right off the bat, it's a manufacturing issue with the puck they're using. So you could be in a situation where you place your puck inside of the material adapter itself, you tighten down the 4 screws here that you see on the screen, and you're noticing that your puck is actually rotating. So the last thing you want to do is throw that puck into the mill and go ahead and start cutting, because if that material moves while you're milling in that offset area, you could very likely break your tool, damage your collet, have some pretty serious issues. So if you ever place a puck inside of your adapter and you're noticing that it's rotating slightly, it is possible maybe there is a manufacturing defect. It has happened in the past. It's not all that common. So before you call your Zahn rep and say, hey, there's something wrong with this puck. It must be shorter than 10 millimeters, that offset height. What you want to do, and I've seen this work on multiple occasions, and I have an adapter here. So we have our adapter and we have this clamp on top. This is what is removed when we place a puck inside the adapter. It's rotated, locked into position, and you tighten the screws. So what you would want to try, if you look at this top clamp very closely, you can actually see one side is polished and has rounded edges, and one side looks a little rougher and has a very flat surface. If you're encountering this, go ahead, remove this adapter, flip it over, go ahead and replace it and retighten those screws and check for that rotation again. Very often that resolves your issue. You're able to throw that puck inside of the mill and go ahead and start your job, continue your production. So it just gives a little bit more grab by switching that side, placing that polished rounded side facing down, okay? If that doesn't work, that's where you'd want to reach out to your rep and see if maybe there's a possibility of getting that puck replaced, and then hopefully your issue is resolved. So nice little tip and trick there. So the TRK denture system, I'm sure you guys have heard or seen me talk about that before. If you've been at a show, obviously not recently, but over the past year and a half, it's something that we've been talking about. You know, people are really impressed with the aesthetics of the TRK mill denture system. For those of you who are not familiar with it, the TRK denture system gives you the ability to take a silicone mold and pour your own pourable acrylic into the mold and create your own disc. So you're able to mill a denture base out of a traditional denture acrylic in your 52D mill. So that could be a 52D or a 52 DCI. And here on screen is a case that I did with a local laboratory here in Connecticut. They use GC Nature Acryl for the denture base itself, and the teeth were milled out of Harvest Temp Aesthetic. So as you can see here, really great aesthetics, and you're able to utilize the equipment you already have with traditional materials. So the update on this is when this was first released, we were utilizing a 2mm flat end tool to rough these jobs out, so to rough out these denture bases. The one downside to this production is the time that it takes. It took about 2.5 hours to mill out a denture base. Now this is great if you're doing a small volume of removable. Maybe you have a DCI and you can run those denture bases overnight. Works great. If you're looking to continue that production through the day for your removable department, you want to see those times come down. So recently, Sim System, in partnership with DGSHAPE and Sierra Tools, began implementing and testing the 3mm flat end tool to be used in this workflow. So the results can vary as far as time goes, but utilizing that 3mm tool, it's removing 2.8 millimeters of material per pass, and it's bringing those times down by about 30%. So there is some time savings now, which is going to end up, if you're utilizing your machine just for removable denture, it would be able to produce 1 or 2 additional bases per working day. So that's an exciting update there. I will mention that to utilize these updates, you need to make sure that your Millbox software is up to date. If you haven't paid your renewal fees or your licensing fees, you will have to get the newest version to be able to utilize this option. So always be prepared. Another little tip in keeping you productive. We all know things happen in the lab, whether it's a model trimmer, you know, it could have been a Pindex machine back in the day before we were all printing, your hand piece goes out, things happen, right? So we want you to be prepared and have some options when that does happen. So let's just say you're in a situation where something's going on with your disc changer in your 52 DCI. It's just not feeding the pucks in properly. So what you can do, you've placed a phone call into your reseller, and you know they've escalated to DGSHAPE here in the US, and it might take a little while for somebody to get to you. So instead of waiting for us, we wanted to give you the option to be able to deactivate your disc changer. Anybody who's familiar with the 52D devices knows that the 52D and 52 DCI are virtually the same machine other than the addition of the changer itself. So by utilizing the steps here that I have on screen, now would be a great time if you have a DCI to take a screenshot. You would be able to deactivate your disc changer and utilize the milling chamber of your DCI as a 52D. So you would open up your V panel, you'd go into settings, you'd hold down Alt, D, and C keys at the same time. And inside of your V panel, when you go to your settings, right by that buffering box, where that buffering box would usually be, it's going to give you the option to deactivate that changer. It is a checkbox. So while you're waiting for a call back from your reseller or from DGSHAPE to get a technician out on site or get some remote help, you can continue producing. Now to do that, you got to make sure in mill box, you are choosing a 52D mill when you're nesting and not a DCI, okay? So if you guys have questions on this, you can reach out to us after this or in the questions portion here and, go ahead and ask. But pretty straightforward, pretty simple, gives you the ability to keep milling. Something new that we started offering last year, in addition to our new extended warranty program, is our new PM visit. So obviously we need to make sure our mills are maintained. A clean mill, a maintained mill is a running mill. When I was in the lab working, there are certain things you're so busy with production, you just don't get around to cleaning the sandblaster. Tightening the pin inside of the Pindex machine. I know it's kind of dating me a little bit, but there's a lot of maintenance that you're just so busy in the day trying to get work out, trying to get rush cases out, you don't get to. So we ask you to keep your mills clean. A lot of you do a great job doing that, but there are some procedures that you probably aren't comfortable doing, popping the covers off of the machine themselves. So now we're offering a PM visit. You can schedule a rolling trained technician to come out on your site, remove the covers from your machine, detail the entire machine, grease and lube the axes, the rails inside of the machine, and do a complete inspection of the unit. So, doing this once or twice a year as you have the time is a great option to make sure there's nothing going wrong inside of your unit. The extended warranty program per year actually does include one of these product maintenance visits. So if you have any more questions about the PM visit or the extended warranty program, you can go ahead and call your Zahn rep and they will be able to provide you that information. Something that I'm very excited to announce to all of you, and it's something that everyone has been waiting for. We've seen how excited and how anxious a lot of you are to get this product. We talked about it last year in Chicago, which was probably the last show that all of us attended. And we're very happy to announce here in the US that we now have the DWX 52D C-clamp adapter. I spoke about the 51 and the C-clamp adapter that we utilized in the older version of the machine and the functionality of that 90-degree milling. We can now bring that 90-degree milling functionality to your 52D mill. So this product is now available to you here in the US. It is set up to work with an updated and current millbox software, and it provides that 90-degree milling solution for full arch cases. You spend a lot of time on your designs. You want to mill out in full detail the gingival area, the interproximals of those anterior teeth, and the texture of the teeth. So now this C-clamp allows you to utilize 90-degree milling. It's not just 90-degree milling that this actually helps with, but as you can see here in this picture to the lower left, when you have a wide arch that maybe doesn't fit inside of your material adapter, your standard 52D adapter, you can go ahead and place it in there, and that offset sticking out of the side of the puck is not going to cause an error in your millbox software. So 90-degree milling detail is great. And then it allows us to unlock the capability of a wider arch that maybe would not fit inside of that traditional 52D adapter. So we're excited. We hope you're excited, and we have them in stock here today. If you want to reach out to your Zahn rep, I'm sure they can help you out with ordering one of these. Again, it's for the 52D. This cannot be used inside of the DCI. If you look at the image here, it doesn't have the capability to go in and grab that puck from the traverser and transfer it through the mail slot. So it cannot be used in your DCI. This must be used with a 52D. So I think that was pretty short and sweet. Hopefully I didn't run over, but I think we have plenty of time left for questions. If anybody has anything, I'd be happy to answer whatever you have. So Madeline, if you'd like to open it up for questions.
Yes, absolutely. We do have a few questions in the chat. And we have a question first from Sam. is asking, is there a timeline or any truth to the rumors regarding a multi-disc mill in 2021?
I mean, we currently have a multi-disc mill. I'm assuming that he's probably asking if there's a new version coming out, a new release coming out in 2021. From what we understand right now, we are not expecting a new unit to be released in 2021. It will be the DCI, the 52D, and the 42W.
Okay. And then 2 questions from Will. One, do you manually load the puck into the holder, or does it release the puck at the end?
I'm assuming he's talking about the C-clamp. Kind of a vague question. I'm not clear on the ask for that one.
You can clarify. We can address your question.
Yeah, let's see if he wants to add more detail to that, and let's.
He's saying in regards to when you shut the multi-loader off.
Can you say that again?
In regards to when you shut the multi-loader off.
Okay, now I understand the question. So when you turn the changer off, you would have to manually push the material adapter. Those are kind of, it almost feels like spring-loaded, or there's pressure in those clamps. So the 52D has a twist clamp to lock those into position. Those are not in the DCI. So you would have to load it in and give it a good shove, and it would pop into place. Same thing when you remove. You'd have to give it a pretty solid tug, and you would feel it release.
And then also, I'm assuming this is regarding the software. Is it once or twice per year, and how many working hours?
The software, I believe they're probably talking about the Millbox software, and that would be a yearly update. That is not through us at DGSHAPE. That would be through your reseller, your Zahn rep, direct to SIM systems with Millbox. So it would be once a year fee to continue to get those upgrades. And I'll point out, it's really important to keep up with these upgrades, guys. I know it's a pain, and when you're in the lab, it's things to have to pay them. But as new things come out, it's really worth having. So make sure you stay on top of them. Otherwise, if you wait 3 years, those fees have built up. Don't put yourself in that position. So there was a second part to that question. I wasn't clear on it. Can you read that question?
You were saying with regards to preventative maintenance, how many working hours?
Oh, I believe they're asking probably for somebody on site. That's a really good question. So having somebody come out on site, I would prepare yourself to have the mill down for probably the majority of the day. If you schedule something for a Monday, maybe have somebody come in on a Saturday or a Sunday and mill that work out. Sorry, I'm making you guys work on the weekend, but I would prepare yourself for the mill to have the covers off and be down for the majority of one working day. That's what I would recommend.
Okay, and we have another question from Sam. What is the warranty on the 52 DCI currently?
All of the DGSHAPE mills come from the manufacturing location with 1 year of warranty. Now, our parent company here in the US is Roland DGA. They are giving an additional year once you register your mill. So if you receive your mill, go onto the DGSHAPE Americas or DGSHAPE USA website and register your serial number with all of your personal information, your contact info. It will activate that second year. So what I'm trying to say is every one of these mills comes with 2 years when registered. And I'll elaborate on that real quick. So it comes with 2 years. Now I mentioned the extended warranty as well. You can extend 3 additional years, which would make it covered for 5 years, up to 5 years. Now the only catch is you do not have to purchase the extended warranty at the time of purchase of the mill, but you must purchase the extended warranty while your mill is still covered under warranty. So just like a car, once you've had the mill for 1.5 years and you're like, hey, we see the value in this extended warranty option, go ahead and make sure you're purchasing your extended warranty before your warranty expires.
We got another question from Chris. The 3mm PMMA roughing burr we were supplied with is not flat-ended, it's single fluted. What is the part number of the 3mm roughing burr we should have received? Okay, we'll get a Zahn representative to reach out to you, Chris, with that. Sam's also asking the price of the extended warranty.
The extended warranty is going to be, sorry for the delay. I just don't want to misquote you guys. So it's $1,199 per year. And that does come with that PM visit as well. So you do get to have somebody come out in that year to service your mill, make sure that it's functioning properly. So when you look at that extended warranty and you look at the cost of the spindle would be, having it installed, you're looking at about $1,900. So with that PM visit and the cost of that spindle, having that all covered for $1,199, there's quite a good value there in preparing yourself and purchasing that warranty.
I have a question from Les in Canada. Was asking, once border restrictions are lifted, will there be PM visits in Canada?
I believe that there are things going on to offer this to Canada as well. Chris Cicero is the rep in Canada, and I would double check with him. I don't want to misspeak and get anybody excited about anything and be wrong.
We'll get clarification on that. All right, and then no more questions in the queue. I have a question. Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Oh, will the extended from Marcus, will the extended warranty promo expire, or is it here to stay?
No, we intend on having this as an option moving forward. It's not a promo, so to speak, where, hey, Q1, you can do this. It is our new warranty program. We had a previous extended warranty. It was underutilized, so we wanted to, add some value there with that preventative maintenance visit, and people have been taking advantage of it. I think there's a lot of value there. And it does include the spindle. Yes, it will include one spindle in that 1 year that you're purchasing. And in that first 2-year warranty, when you purchase the mill, there is one spindle included with that as well. So yes, us DGSHAPE here in the US, the Americas, Canada, Mexico, South America, we are offering that.
One last question here that we have time for. How do I get the C-clamp adapter added to my CAM software?
Can you say that again? I didn't hear most of that.
One last question is, how do I get the C-clamp adapter added to my CAM software?
So you're going to want to reach out to, let's say you bought your equipment through Zahn, you're going to want to reach out to their technical support team, have them check which version of software you're running for your Millbox software. If you're up to date with your licensing fees, it's simply an update. All they have to do is run an update. You'd have to purchase the C-clamp adapter itself. And then when you go through your nesting workflow, you just choose C-clamp adapter. So pretty simple.
Well, that is all the questions that we have time for today. Any questions in the queue, we will certainly respond to those after our session. We thank you all so very much for joining us for our first Quick Bite and hope to see you in future sessions. Thank you, Ian, very much for your presentation today. Everyone have a great day.
Look forward to seeing you all next time.